Previously on Abandoned and Forgotten Places, we began episode 133 and the summer exploring season, exploring a tungsten mine and its surrounding buildings and topside artifacts. With its haulage adits and open stopes barred off to the public, we moved further to the north to explore several other mines in the area. These mines were accessible with ladders, leading to large stopes with openings that could be seen on the surface. With its beautiful mountains and stunning vistas, this area continued to give up its secrets as we explored the wonderful beauty of Nevada. Continuing north, in episode 134, we discovered yet another group of mines with even larger stopes and some of the largest workings in the area. A truly massive mine, much too large to fit into only one episode. Today, I take you into the most dangerous areas of abandoned mines as we explore the giant stopes and finally the hidden ore pass below. Now, come with me as I climb and crawl my way further into the darkness of this abandoned mine.
Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, this weekend we're back where we were last weekend, and the reason for that is because we found a lot of cool stuff in these mines last weekend, and we just haven't finished exploring them. I want to get you up into these stopes. I want to show you where this ore pass comes out at. I have a pretty good theory as to where it probably does, so we need to find that and explore that. So you're probably asking me by now, hey, Gly, why are you spending so much time on these mines in this area? Well, the reason for that is because the layout of this mine is truly classic. You got stopes, you got ore passes, you got ore chutes, you got main haulage adits, okay, leading to the outside. Classic mine design. And if I can show you guys this and teach you about classic mine layout, this will come in handy. This knowledge will be handy for you for all the upcoming locations that we're going to be exploring this summer. The other reason that we're still in this area is because a lot of the mines that we're going to be exploring this summer still have snowfields covering the roads. There's some really good ones that sit above 7,500 to 7,800 feet in elevation. And it's still the month of May, and those snowfields are slowly melting out. So doing this gives us the opportunity to allow those to melt out so that next month in June we can head up there and start exploring those really remote mines. All right, so we're headed up to the bottom of the cut road where we parked last weekend. I'm gonna park there, hike up the hill. So I'll tell you what, I'll just meet you guys at the top of that big ore pass with the grizzly bars, okay? All right, I'll see you up there. Okay guys, here we are, back at the ore pass where we were last weekend. So while I was getting all my cameras up and running and ready, I took that big rock right there and set it on the edge of the board. But prior to that, I did throw a few smaller rocks down the ore pass to scare away any critters like pack rats or whatnot that could be down there, because I want you guys to listen to just how deep that this ore pass is. Okay, let's get back out here on the board. And so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn on my fancy 360 degree microphone. There we go. Now you guys with headphones, you're really going to enjoy this. Now listen closely. Ready? Okay, here we go. What do you think? 150? I'm guessing around 150, 200 feet tops. So we need to go down and figure out where that comes out at. And I'm guessing that main haulage adit is going to be right where we saw the big ore bin, you know, where they were dumping the ore in the ore bin down the chute and loading up the trucks. That's got to be, or the most logical place where the adit, the main haulage adit is going to be. Now, let me show you some other things here. So, again, last weekend, there I pointed out the grizzly. There's the grizzly. Now, at one time, where I just threw the rock, okay, there used to be a platform here. That was all covered in boards. Now, if you look right here, see there's a ladder right there? That was to access the platform. That's so that the men could have a place to stand while they're breaking up these big rocks, kind of like those two over there that are laying on top of the grizzly. They're breaking up those rocks and they're sending them down the ore pass. Okay, let's again get past the dangerous part here. There we go. But before we go and explore that and walk back down the hill, let's go up to the ore chutes where we were last weekend, because we want to get up into those stopes. But I got something else fun I want to show you along the way. So I'll meet you over there. Okay, and here we are. All right, remember this from last weekend? Okay, looking down here. Well, I felt as though I needed to explain this better. Now, last weekend I called this a siding. Now, let me explain to you what I was talking about. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go like this. Let's see, set the camera up, something like that. That'll work. Okay. Let's get down here. Now, the terminology siding is often used with railroads. Many of you know that. That's where the cars pull off to the side to avoid another train going on the same track, or pulling off to the side to unload. Those are called sidings. Well, in mines, you can use the same type of terminology. Where the rail came real close to this location right here, that's called a siding. And so, let me turn this light down here so I'm not blinding you. There we go. Okay, so what I believe that we had here, at one time that this was an ore pass, and they were using the slusher to, they rigged up the slusher. I'm going to show you that here in a minute. And they were dragging the material coming out of this big stope right here and pulling it this way, and it was falling down into this ore pass. Okay, the other thing that they were doing was dropping ore into this ore pass from further up in the mine as they were blasting in the haulage at it this direction. Okay, and they may also have been dumping ore from up this direction too. Okay, but I doubt it. I think most of the ore went to the larger ore pass with the Grizzly. But this used to be an old one for this big stope here. But now it's all plugged. And the only thing down here is the top of an old bottle, and that's it. Yeah, this is all plugged off. Okay, they abandoned it, and they abandoned it after they finished up with this stope. Now, over here. I'm going to turn it back around here. Okay, again, I'm going to set the camera right over here so you can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Okay, first of all, let's, I wanted to show you guys this a little bit better. I don't want to, let's get that out of the way. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this, get you guys a better look at it or not. Probably not. It's really buried in here. But nevertheless, okay, let's get that out of the way. There we go. Okay, that chain and the chain that was on this side here is missing. Okay, so the way that this worked, I'll try to get to a place here where you can see. Okay. Okay, this is these right here. I don't know if you can still see that. Hold on. There we go. Let's point the camera in the right direction. And let's go like that. Maybe not. Come on now. Work with me. Okay. So these right here, these are the teeth of the slusher. And those 2 points right there had 2 chains leading off to one main cable line. Okay. Now, up here at the far end, the bottom far end of the stope, they would have drilled in and put in an anchor. And that cable would have went up to that anchor and back to the slusher. And then there was another cable that went back to the winch, which sat probably off to the side over here. And then what they would do is they would knock the ore down out of this big stope. It'd fall down on here on the floor, and then they would run the winch, and the slusher would go up that way and bounce over the rocks, okay, and go up to the anchor point. And then when they started pulling it back this direction, these teeth would bite, and as the slusher filled up with material, it gets heavier and heavier, and as it does, the bite increases, and then they pull that rock right back, and they were dumping it right into that ore pass. So all day long, that slusher is going back and forth, and it only needed to be operated by one man. Okay? Yeah, pretty cool. I really wanted to give you guys a better look at this really old slusher. All right. Okay, now for the fun part. You guys are going to enjoy this. So starting right here. I'm going to show you this now. All right, this is about we're about a quarter of the way into this mine. So as I shoot back this direction where we just came from, all the stopes from this point going west, okay, implemented 2 ore passes and 2 ore chutes. Turning back around. Starting right here and moving to the east, we're going to count the ore chutes. So that way, when we get up into the stope, we can look for those ore chutes and see if we can find all the ore passes leading to these ore chutes. Okay, here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. There we go. All right. So, we have a total of 9 ore chutes, okay? We've got 5 of them to the west, okay, 5, and we've got 4 to the east. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back there and we're going to walk up the ladders, and we should be able to find 5 off to the right, okay, and 4 off to the left. All right, let's head back to the ladders and head on up. All right, guys, here we are. Back to the 2 ore chutes, ladder going up. Now you might be asking me, why does this intrigue me so much? Well, this has a lot of clues, or it gives me a lot of clues and tells me that this is probably the primary access to the larger workings in these stopes. And here's why. We don't have 1, but we've got 2 ore chutes. Okay, we got a ladder, of course, and then a tool skip or a tool chase. Now, a tool skip was sometimes it was made out of wood, sometimes it's made out of metal, has a cable attached to the top. The miners can put all their drill steel in there, their tools in there. There's a winch at the top, and then it would be pulled up at tool skip right there. And you notice how it's rather narrow. It's only about 10 to 12 inches wide, and it's got a couple of guide rails on each side. Okay, that's to guide the skip up to the top into the work area. That's why that was put here. So we've got everything going on here, pointing me to the fact that this is our primary access point. Now, before we head up there, let's talk about ore chutes. Take a look right here. Okay, we've seen many ore chutes over the years, right? And we never really stopped to talk about them and their configuration. Now, really light duty ore chutes would be made out of much thinner wood, not as heavy and as bulky as we're seeing right here. They were really moving a lot of material out of this mine. That's why these ones are so stout. But in a lot of mom and pop operations, we found more light duty ones, okay, because they're not really moving a whole heck of a lot of rock, and they don't need to be built to these kinds of specifications. Now, ore chutes were configured in such a way to control the flow of ore coming down them as well as waste rock. And what they would do is they would put these stops, okay, in place. You got one here, there, and there. And then behind those stops, actually you got 1, 2, 3, you got 4 stops on this chute to control your flow. Okay, you got this bottom one here, that board right there goes behind those stops. Then if you want to release your ore a little bit quicker, you can take a big old pry bar or a scaling bar, the same thing that they would use for scaling down widow makers, and you pry this one up and then the ore is going to come out faster, etc., etc. Okay, and if you really wanted to have it all come out fast, you take them all out of here. But that's why they built these in this staggered configuration with multiple stops. In this one here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 total. All right, guys, the fun's going to begin. Let's get up these ladders and explore these stopes. This first part here is going to be the most challenging. Let's set that down, the camera rig down for a second. We need more light. Let's see what the heck I'm doing here. There we go. Okay. This part's challenging because we got an icky old ladder right there I'm standing on. And we got no ladders between here and that next set. All right. Well, I think we can get her. It's not that steep. Okay. Just got to get some good handholds here. There we go. Come on now. Work with me here. There we go. Okay. Now these ladders are all filled up with stuff that's come down over the years. I'm not seeing any footprints into the soft dirt. So that tells me no one's been up here in a while. At least no mine explorer. Oh boy, it's getting steeper. Sure is. But look at that. That cool how they built the tool skip thing here. Isn't that neat? Yeah. Okay. Up the ladders we go. Creaking, crunching. Yeah, you can hold my weight. Speaking of weight, I've been losing weight like crazy. Yeah, my pants don't hardly fit no more again. So I started the summer exploring season out at 234. Now I'm down to 228, guys. I'm feeling really good. Boy, did you guys see me during the collab? What a chunk. Talk about eating good in the neighborhood. All right, let's get to a place here that's safe and I can take a breather. All right, here we go. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a break a second. Knock off some of this huffing and puffing. I'll be right back. All right, that's better. Okay, I want to keep you guys orientated as to where we are at here. So we're facing up now. Okay, that's where we might be going. Let's look off to the left first. We got a big old stope here, and I can see some kind of woodworks up there in that area. I don't know if that's a ladder or what's going on up there, but yeah, that's just too steep over there. We're not going to be able to free climb that to get over there, and I don't think we have to, because if we can get up this ladder, we should be able to just drop down onto that to see what it is. Now, over here to the right, big stope over there. And I would really like to find a way to get over there and look around. Problem is, we've got this footwall here. I'm gonna have to kind of be real careful going over there. So let's set that down like that. Now, if I do fall down into this stope, it's not gonna feel good, but it ain't that far. Okay. There. Ooh. Thanks. Let's not do that again. Alrighty. Working our way along the footwall here. Trying not to slip. Okay, now we got to get down to the safe spot. There we are. Alrighty, here we are. Anything interesting down here? Oh shoot, we do have a water bottle. Well, we did have a visitor at one time, didn't we? There's some drill steel. And a pack rat nest. All right, here's an ore pass leading down into one of the 5 ore chutes going that direction. Looking up here, let's see what we got. We're gonna have to, here we go, that's better. Huge stope. Oh, we've got ladder access right there. You see that? And it goes all the way up into that one, onto a platform up there. Yeah. And there's a whole lot more workings above our head. So see what they did there? So when they got done working with that one, they pulled most ladders, they pulled the tool skip maybe, and they repurposed all of that infrastructure and brought it over here where we just came from. Yep. Speaking about where we just came from, that's a real nice look right there. There's, you can clearly see the tool skip going up and the ladders going up, and the ladder that we need to go up is almost darn near vertical. All right, now for this tricky part. We got to get back over there again without sliding down this footwall. Boy. Yep, we gotta use our weight. 8% of your gravity up here. There we go. Yep. Perfect. There we go. There's a ladder that we need to go up. Right here. That looks like it's in pretty darn good shape. It's got a brace right there. Yeah, I know it's from the 40s. I never met a ladder I didn't like. So we'll just kind of talk to this one. Yeah. You're a good ladder, aren't you? Aren't you? Well, how are we going to get up on you? Huh? That's the best way here. How about, I'm going to try to get a foothold here. I gotta get around this ladder. There we go. Well, it's attached at the top with just one nail. That makes it pretty safe, right? See that? Hey. Attached to the top with one nail. Yeah, we only need one nail. Oh boy. All right, Clatter. Be good to me now. All right, guys, I gotta reposition this camera. And I say we go like that. See what I'm doing here. Oh, shoot. Let's look up there. Oh, darn it. They removed the darn ladders. Darn it all anyways. I'm not going to be able to get past that. No, not even free climbing. They removed the darn ladder. Oh, man. Okay, back down. Back down. Come on now. Oh. Foiled again. If they wouldn't have removed that ladder, it would have been perfect. Yeah. Darn it all anyways, it's been removed. Okay, let's get back to a safe zone here. Okay. Looking back where we came from. Guys, I'm gonna take a moment here and just kind of evaluate the situation. I'll be right back. Okay guys, well we tried. Yeah, I had high hopes of getting up into these stopes so we could work higher up and then go left and right. But the ladder's been removed. I just cannot get up there without doing it safely. Yeah. Now it's possible that you could rope down from the top and through one of the open stopes and come at it from that direction. But we got a lot to explore today. So I'm just working my way back down the ladders. I'll see you in the bottom. Oh. And there we are, back down in the bottom. Yeah. Whew. Oh, that limestone dust is terrible. Yuck. Let's see how it's being drawn. Right up there. Ah. Terrible stuff. All right, guys. Here's what we're going to do next. Now let's search for the main haulage at it, leading to that ore chute and ore bin outside. Here, take a look at it real quick. Right there. That's what we found last weekend. So let's head outside, get a closer look. All right, guys, you made it all the way to the end. Good for you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it, climbing those ladders? Too bad they didn't keep going up higher. It looks like they terraced those stopes, but they removed that ladder, which prevented me from getting up on those terraces and going even higher. Guys, this is a special weekend for you. I just wanted to say thank you very much for all of you who have been helping out the channel, purchasing merch, and putting some money in the tip jar. Thank you very much. And because of that, my way of thanking you is this weekend is going to be a double feature. So right about now, you should have already received a notification for part 2 of today's adventure. If not, guys, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and make sure that those notifications are turned on. Then you will automatically get a notification every single time I post a new video. All right, before we go today, a couple things I want to talk about. Regarding filmmaking, guys, a lot of you have been noticing that my style of filmmaking has greatly increased. Well, that's because I I have implemented a brand new way of documenting these mines, and what it's called is spatial filmmaking. Now, one of my favorite directors is Joseph Kosinski. Okay, Joseph directed movies such as Tron Legacy. He also directed one of my faves, which was Oblivion with Tom Cruise. That one came out back in 2017. And then he also directed and was just released the latest and greatest Top Gun movie with Tom Cruise that came out, last weekend or so. Yeah, Joseph is a visionary, much like myself, and I like his style of spatial filmmaking, and I've always wanted to incorporate that into my production. Now, what do I mean by that? What is spatial filmmaking? Well, that is where you put the character into a space, and in doing so, it brings the audience into the space as well, okay? For example, in this video you guys just watched, when the video just started, I brought you guys into the space by doing aerial shots with Old Bob in travel sequences, kind of like the one I'm showing you right now. Okay, that brings you into the area of explore. So you kind of give an idea of your, it's a way of spatial awareness, so that you get an idea of where we're at, where we're going to be exploring this weekend. And then when we get down into the mine, you'll notice that I'm taking myself into the space, okay, with different camera angles. And once again, by doing so, that brings you guys into the space also. Now, on top of that, when you implement good audio, especially the brand new 360 audio, it just kind of brings in the whole thing into one really, really cool production. And that's why my mine exploring videos look a whole lot different than everybody else's. Now, there's a lot of you, well, I wouldn't say a lot of you, but there's a handful of you out there that are really, really used to FPV. Now, what is that, FPV? FPV stands for first person view. And FPV mine exploring videos have existed now for probably over 15 years. What is FPV? Well, let me give you an example of it right now. FPV is where you're walking down and at it, okay, with a forward-facing camera, and you're documenting pretty much what you see along the way, okay? I've kind of nicknamed it the constant colonoscopy. Now, a lot of people are shooting abandoned mines that way, and that's perfectly fine. But I prefer to shoot them in such a way to where I bring you guys into the experience. Now, as I was saying, many of you have been weaned on FPV, and when you see something different, it's kind of like, I don't know, what's he doing here? I'm not used to that. Well, a lot of people chew juicy fruit gum, and they've been chewing it all their lives. And when you give them a stick of spearmint, they're like, I don't know, I'm having a hard time adjusting to this. That's just what it is. I continue to push the boundaries of abandoned mine exploring, filmmaking, and documentation. And what you're seeing with my channel is what's called adventure style abandoned mine exploring, okay? It leans more away from documentary style, and it's more about the experience. It's more about the adventure. All right, guys, well, that's all I wanted to really chat about today, but there's one more thing that we have to do, and that's show you the outro. There you go.